Well, as I say, it's enormous in the States. We do show Remington Steele here. It tends to go out a bit at strange times, so maybe that would be the reason why it hasn't grabbed the imagination of the public here in the same way as America, do you think?
I don't think it is going out, is it? Actually, I think the BBC took it off. As far as I know, they did. Well, that's what I heard. I heard it was on again and off again, actually. They put it on Tuesday night at 7, and then they put it on Wednesday night at 11.
Listen, there's no need for you to turn nasty with me. I don't make these decisions. I
know you
don't
don't
tell them to take the things off.
I know you don't, but that's what I heard the other day, that it's no longer on.
Oh,
so,
you're still making it, though?
We're still making it, yes. Hence this growth here, see. We've just finished our third season back in the States.
That's not a growth.
That's
not
a
growth.
growth?
No. Yes, that's designer stubble you have there.
It's designer stubble.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... jacket. See, the jacket's got it as well.
You don't wear that out in the street, do you, that jacket?
No. Only on certain occasions.
There's a class of the old Western about that. You
there is.
Have any ambitions to turn into John Wayne or anything?
No, none whatsoever. Although I was going to do a movie, actually, this year, but that never got off the ground.
Yeah.
And that was going to be a Western. That was going to be a...
What happened to the Irish accent?
The Irish accent?
Yeah.
Well, that comes and goes. It all depends on who I'm talking to. So by the end of this interview, I might be back into the brogue. I don't know.
But would you have had to change to a slightly recognizable American accent to work in Remington Steele?
Well, actually, when I was working here, people thought I was mid-Atlantic anyway. So I was halfway there.
Do you have any of the old Irish left? Because how old were you when you left Ireland?
Well, yes, there's a little bit there. Yes, a little bit. I left actually now in '64. I left.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
I left a bit cod, as they would say, but I left in '64.
Do you remember any of the old Irish, any of the Gaelic? Do you remember your name in Irish?
No, I don't. No, I just about remembered in English actually.
Pierce Brosnan.
All I remember is Sig Shears and Dullawallia, and Sig Shears means sit down, and Dullawallia means go home.
Do you not remember in class? Will Cadagum Dullamach?
No. I very rarely put my hand up.
No, of course, because you were educated by the Christian Brothers.
Christian Brothers, they are fierce fellows.
Ah,
fierce fellows,
yes. You put your hand up, you were very lucky to get it back.
Really? Yes, but I survived it anyway, and so...
You certainly have survived it.
By way of Navan and Wimbledon, and now the Hollywood Hills in L.A. That's a strange place.
It's not
a strange place.
Well, we've had various reports of the Hollywood Hills and life there, but you enjoy it, don't you?
I enjoy it, yes. I struck a vein of gold there. I was very fortunate. I was really lucky. I mean...
you made a couple of small films. Or you had small parts in a couple of films here before you went,
I know the one you're going to pick up, yes. I was in... It was a slow week that week, actually, and I got into 2 films. I got into a film called The Long Good Friday, and another one was called The Mirror Cracked with Elizabeth Taylor.
I don't remember in The Long Good Friday. Was that a quick part?
I was the gentleman killer. I was the killer. I pick the fellow up in the swimming baths, and then I stab him, and then I pop up at the end of the movie and I point at Mr. Hoskin's head.
Yeah. You had to bend down to point to Mr. Hoskin.
No, and the other one was I was being cradled on Liz Taylor's bosoms. It's it's very brief. I mean, not her bosoms, but I mean my crotch. But it's just, she looks into my eyes and says, Jamie, Jamie, and puts her head, and that was it.
Oh.
Anyway, since then...
You're breaking out in a sweat at the very thought.
I know. Since then, it gets very warm on here. Can I tell you this?
It does. That's because it's live. Oh, yes, do.
Really, yes.
You've been very careful about under the arms and everything, have you?
No, I don't know about that, but...
One has to be careful these days.
Yes.
It does. Get a little close.
A little bit of velvet.
That's the roar of the greasepaint and the smell of the crowd, you know.
Yes,
you always had the ambitions to do the acting.
Not really, no. It came out of the blue, actually. I left school and I was a commercial artist. And I went into the studio one day and I was talking to a fellow colleague and about acting, and he said, well, I go to this place called the Opal House Theatre Club. And that was back in the late 60s. At that time, the experimental theatre was really blooming, and...
You weren't one of those idiots who walked around the street acting in the street or anything.
Yes, I did that. I did that,
no,
yes. I did that. I did fire eating. I was a fire eater for 2 weeks in the Hoffman Circus.
You wouldn't try that now with the beard, I'd say.
No, I did it on the show, actually. I did it on Remington Steele one night and nearly blew myself up. So I did it. That's how really I got smitten by acting. I used to go down to the theatre club every Tuesday night and Wednesday night, and then eventually it became every night. And eventually I gave up commercial art and joined a theatre company, and we got an Arts Council grant and went up and down the country, and then decided that I wanted to go legitimate, and then I trained at a great drama school.
Whatever happened to that ambition to go legitimate? But never mind that. But the final question is a rather worrying one for me, because I've made it perfectly clear to old Cubby, hi Cubs, that I am available for the James Bond thing, and now I understand that you are the front runner.
I don't know anything about that.
Now, don't start.
That's a wicked rumor, really. I mean, that's quite something. It's fabrication by the press back there in the U.S. I mean, it's...
Have you never been... Has Cubby not sidled up to you at a party and said, "Hey, kid,
Cubby hasn't
would you like to be
anything
James
of the
Bond?"
sort, no.
No? Well, I shall peruse and indeed pursue the matter further, because we hope to have the present incumbent Roger Moore along with us very shortly, and I shall find out, and we'll probably get a picture of you and throw darts into it.
Good, well, I'm sure he'd know better.
But in the meantime, it's great to see you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.